This is easy.
What is up, GOAT World? It is me, your boy JDZ, and I'm back at you again with another GOAT format video. I'm bringing back the GOAT format rated series where I rate different things in GOAT format, and today I will be rating all secret rares in GOAT format. So go ahead and stay a while, lock in as we cruise through time and history and rate all of the secret rares of GOAT format. Okay, so really quick, I just want to take some time to talk about how I'm going to do these ratings. I have all of the secret rares here of GOAT format, all the way from Legend of Blue Eyes, all the way to the Ancient Sanctuary. Remember, they cut off secret rares from after Ancient Sanctuary, then they brought them back again a little bit later on. So here are all the secret rare cards, and in the top tier I have extremely good. I'm going to put the best of the best, and then I have decent if it's okay. I have super mid in the middle. I have terrible if it's just off, I'm putting it there, and if it's banned. Okay, so there are a few secret rares in GOAT format that were printed but they later became banned, so I want to go ahead and make sure we talk about those, but just put them into the banned pile because I don't think it's fair to rate them against cards that are still playable in GOAT format. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop on in. We're taking the time machine all the way back to 2002, and we're going to look at the Tryhorn Dragon. This is the first card ever printed, and this is the first secret rare ever printed, and it's going to be the Tryhorn Dragon, the unworthy dragon, probably unworthy of being a secret rare this set. I'm gonna put this dude directly here. I'm gonna start this thing off in the most super mid level as possible. I think this card is indicative of mid. I think it is just so regular, so basic. It probably should not have been a secret rare in this set. Very iconic set. It had a lot of other cards that could have been better suited to do that. I don't know why they put Tryhorn Dragon in there. 8-star, 2850, 2350 defense, vanilla. I think this dude is super mid. Okay, going on. Next, we have Gaia, the Dragon Champion. I'm just gonna immediately start the trend off with terrible. I don't know why they were doing this with these secret rares. Some of these cards came out in secret rare and they were just awful. I don't know what the theory was behind that. I have my own theories, but I haven't confirmed anything. But Gaia the Dragon Champion as a secret rare would just piss me off if I were a youth, open this thing up trying to get some good cards and I end up with Swift Gaia the Dragon Champion or Gaia the Dragon Champion. It would absolutely piss me off. Okay, moving on to Metal Raiders. Again, the trash continues. The trash continues with the Gate Guardian. This card came in at secret rare in the Metal Raider set, and I'm putting this bad boy immediately in the terrible pile because it's unusable. You can't do anything with it. It's awful card, terrible card. I've gone over this a few times. I don't know what they were thinking when they printed this thing as secret rare, but it is absolutely abysmal and just keeping the party train rolling. But you have nothing but buns to start this thing off. I can't believe how, I mean, these cards are all so iconic, and you just think back in your mind, like, oh my goodness, how good were these cards? Like, what? Oh, I hate Garnet. You have like these. Your nostalgia the nostalgia is so real. But then when you look back at it, you're like, oh my goodness, these cards are quite terrible. Same thing with the 1000 Dragon. I actually pulled a 1000 Dragon not too long ago. When I pulled when I opened some 25th anniversary, I pulled a 1000 Dragon. I was pissed then. I was pissed back in the day if I pulled a 1000 Dragon, and I was pissed right now. I'm not excited about 1000 Dragon. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. 1000 Dragon, I wish I'd have got any other secret rare that was even capable of being gotten in any of these other packs, because the card just absolutely sucks and it should not have been a secret rare. Okay, so right now we're starting this thing off pretty bad. Maybe I'm being a little too unforgiving. Maybe I can boost a couple of these up, but so far I think I'm nailing it, and these cards are all freaking terrible so far in the secret rare list, and the hits just keep on coming, because the next card we have is going to be Toon Blue Eyes coming on in. Toon Blue Eyes, I think, is actually better than the terrible. I gotta put Toon Blue Eyes behind the Tryhorn Dragon, but still not deep. I think this card is super unplayable. It could probably go down here in the terrible pile, but it just looks so cool. It's very iconic. I'm gonna boost it up for that. And when it first came out, it was actually quite playable a little bit. I think with the scapegoats and with the Toon World stuff, I think people tried to use it, but it is still super duper big. But we take a trip right on back to Trash Town, and I'm gonna bring out the Serpent Knight Dragon. This card is horrible. This card is terrible, and I remember pulling this card. I remember opening this pack up and getting that secret rare. And I'm telling you something, when you are opening these packs as a youth, when you're in your nostalgia bag and you're a little child and you're getting your lunch money and you save it up all week and you go to the card store and you open that pack and you see those diagonal lines and that glimmer coming out of there, you think you just hit the lottery for all all the money in the world. It's just it's such an amazing feeling. But then when you keep reading down and you see this thing only has 2350 attack and it's a 7-star monster and it doesn't do anything, it just pisses you off all over again. So this card is probably, if not the worst, if not one of the worst secret rares ever printed in the whole situation, just because of how terrible it is. So I got to put Serpent of the Night Dragon as the lowest of the low. But then we start getting some bangers. Okay, then when Feral Servant comes around, that's when the game starts to change a little bit. We get our first heater, and I'm gonna put Jinzo. Jinzo hits the scene. I'm putting Jinzo way up here in the extremely good pile. I'm doing that because Jinzo came out, and this was a chase card. Everyone needed it. Everyone wanted it. Everyone had to have it back in the day. Jinzo is still very playable today. If you're brave enough to put Jinzo into your deck, you can make it work. You can still have some great effects. I'm putting Jinzo into the extremely good. I might have to bump it down to decent. You know what? I think I'm gonna bump Jinzo down to decent, just because right now he might not be as playable as I want him to be, but he's still very, very, very good card, and he's like back in the day, it was a staple, damn near staple. You had to have Jinzo, and I think it is well deserved as a secret rare rating. Okay, the next card is going to come up. It's going to be the very first non-monster card to be a secret rare, and it set the tone of what secret rare should be, and that card is going to be Imperial Order. This card will obviously be way up here in the extremely good. If it was still legal in GOAT format, it would absolutely warp and break the entire game. For some reason, they brought this card back a few years ago, and they made it legal being played now, which was just insane, and it kind of took over the game. Then they errated it, and it still took over the game. But Imperial Order was just a phenomenal card. I absolutely wish it could. I mean, maybe if it didn't get banned, it would be really cool. But they did the right thing, made the right choice. So for that, I'm put Imperial Order down here in the ban column. But if it were still around, I think this is a fantastic secret rare. I thought it was good for when it was. Maybe it was a little too powerful. Maybe they shouldn't have printed it. But the fact that they did, you know, it deserved to be banned. I think that was a fairly decent hit. All right, the next one. So now we're on Labyrinth of Nightmare. That was Feral Servant. So now we're on Labyrinth of Nightmare, and that brings us to Gemini Elf. Oh my goodness, Gemini Elf. What can I say about Gemini Elf this card, when this card was printed, when this card was out, this card, I remember, was the one that kind of set the tone of the haves and the have-nots. Like, either you had Gemini Elf or you lost. Like, either you had it or you didn't. And everybody wanted Gemini Elf. It was so expensive, and it came out that secret rare rarity. And I gotta put it, I'm gonna put, just for nostalgia's sake, I'm putting Gemini Elf way up here in the decent pile. I think it still can be played right now. It's just vanilla, but it's still got 1900 attack. It's an earth monster. You can do some stuff with Gemini Elf. I'm gonna put it up there just because of how important this card was to our game back in the day. It kind of boosted up on this list. So I'm gonna put Gemini Elf at the decent pile. And also Labyrinth of Nightmare had another back-to-back banger secret rare with these magical cylinders coming on. I'm gonna put Magic Cylinder. I'm gonna put that also up at the decent. I think this card is still extremely playable by today's standards. It's played heavily in some burn strategies, and you can use it in like some side decking things. I think this card is pretty good, and I think it fit the bill as a secret rare in that Labyrinth of Nightmare. So Labyrinth of Nightmare kind of hit the gas pedal a little bit and showed that, hey, the secret rares can actually be pretty decent cards, and I think that was a good thing for the game. Okay, then going on to the Legacy of Darkness. The Legacy of Darkness dropped freaking Yugioh on us. Yugioh, people say Yugioh, I say Yugioh. I don't care. I say Yugioh, people say Yugioh, however you want to say it, but this bad boy would obviously also be in this extremely good pile. And people are theorizing like, oh, if Yada came back in GO format right now, it would be totally fine. It would be okay. I'm like, dude, you're insane. If Yada came back right now, the game would just be miserable, and everyone would be getting Yada locked all over the place, and it would just be an absolute disaster. But this card, oh my goodness, this card came out in that secret rare, and this thing hit so hard. Yugioh as a secret rare is probably one of the most elegant and beautiful Yu-Gi-Oh cards ever printed. And oh my god, it really sold that secret rare rarity. But still, you know what I'm saying, it had to get banned. I think it probably shouldn't have been printed. Either way, it's going to be down here in this ban pile, and that is just probably good for everyone. Okay, continue on with Legacy of Darkness, another back-to-back banger pack. They had the freaking Injection Fairy Lily. The Injection Fairy Lily was the other secret rare. Two banger secret rares, and this thing is going up here in the extremely good pile. I think it's absolutely playable. And when it first came out, this thing was a chase. Like everyone wanted injection too. And pulling injection would just absolutely make your whole weekend. Pulling injection would just set your whole day up, and it's still playable by today. Is a good rarity. People wanted it, and it also is playable. I mean, I'm going to give Injection Fairy Lily an extremely good rating. Okay, moving on. So the hits just keep on coming. We're getting some bangers now. We're getting to the bangers because next one is going to be another trap card. We still haven't got to a spell secret rare just yet, but we got a few monsters and we have a few traps. And this is the second trap card coming on in, and that is going to be the Ring of Destruction. Now this card probably should have hit down here. This card should have been banned. I don't know what they were thinking, making Ring of Destruction in Go format and not ban it. This card is extremely good. This is probably the best secret rare that we have in the whole game. I think this card is insane. I think it is busted beyond belief. It can win games. It can end games. It's ridiculous. It's pretty much a staple. Everyone's playing Ring of Destruction. So I obviously am going to put that in the extremely good pile. And this card coming in that secret rare, I remember like Pharaonic Guardian was getting bought out. Like people were buying Pharaonic Guardian specifically to get this card and get those Pac-Man cards and get all that other nonsense. But Ring of Destruction is just that card that absolutely needs to be banned, and it is ridiculously strong. So I got to put it at the extremely good level of the list. Okay, coming in, followed also by the homie Lava Golem. Lava Golem. Oh man, I think this card is still super underexplored. I truly feel that way. I think people aren't using it. I'm going to put Lava Golem in the extremely mid pile, super mid. Actually, I might have to bump it up. I'm gonna bump Lava Golem up to the decent pile. The only reason I'm going to do that is because A, I love Lava Golem and I'm extremely biased, and B, Lava Golem is actually still playable in the current game right now. So we're talking almost 20 years of use coming in from Lava Golem, you know, coming in from Pharaonic Guardian, and it's still being put in deck lists today in the current game. I think that's extremely incredible. I can't say that about basically any other card in this whole list. So obviously I'm gonna have to put Lava Golem up here into the decent pile for that reason alone. Also, I think the card is actually quite good, and and I think it's better than literally a lot of the other cards on this list. So I got to put Lava Golem up there. Okay, the next card is going to be, we're in Magician's Force now. So we're moving along. We are in the Magician's Force, and now we have the Dark Magician Girl. Dark Magician Girl, I'm gonna put in mid. Dark Magician Girl's mid. It's better than these guys. Dark Magician Girl is better than these guys, but Dark Magician Girl is super duper overrated. Dark Magician Girl is super duper overrated. People love simping for Dark Magician Girl, and maybe we'll do a waifu simp tier list at some point, but that would be SSS quadruple S plus tier. But man, as far as cards go, this card is probably, it could almost be in this terrible pile because it's not really doing anything. You got to play Dark Magician. It's a whole thing. But Dark Magician Girl was, when I say it was a chase card, when I say people wanted a freaking Yu-Gi-Oh card, people wanted Dark Magician Girl. Like even to this day, look it up how much Dark Magician Girl is going for these days. You can find a secret rare first edition Magician for Dark Magician Girl. You better hold on to it, or you better sell it. However you want to do that, because the thing is super chase. All right, moving on. Continue on with Magician's Force. As mid as Dark Magician Girl is, I can't say, this thing right here, Diffusion Wave Motion. Oh my goodness, this card sucks. Donkey balls. This card is so bad. I'm putting it way, actually this is worse. This is worse than Serpent Night Dragon, I think. Diffusion Wave Motion is worse than Serpent of the Night Dragon, dude. I got to put it way over here. And it's the first and only spell secret rare that we had, and it is the most ass of them all. So that is just so unfortunate, but still I think this card sucks, and it's got to be down there. It definitely should not have been a secret rare. Breaker could have easily been a secret rare in this set. I mean, they have other cards that could have fit that bill of secret rare, and they could have sold a lot more packs. Diffusion Wave Motion ain't even it. Okay, moving on. We have the Vampire Lord. You guys already know what time it is with the Vampire Lord. This is my #1 all-time favorite Yu-Gi-Oh card of ever. You know what I'm saying? I pulled a secret rare Vampire Lord before, and it'll change. This is a pull that will just change your life. This changed the trajectory of my life, pulling this Vampire Lord. And I'm telling you right now, I want to put up here an extremely good pile, but I can't be that biased because people might just click this video off and just stop unliking and subscribing. I want to put it up here, honestly, I really do, but I gotta put him down here. I want to put, he's definitely better than Dark Magician Girl. He's definitely better. He's clearly better than all these cards. Okay, let's think about it pragmatically. Okay, he's clearly better than all these cards down here. These guys are banned. He's better than, I gotta put him up here. He's gotta be low decent. I'm gonna put Dark Magician right next to this lava. I'm gonna put a Vampire Lord right next to the Lava Golem, and I'll take all the heat that I can get because he's definitely better than, you know what, he's gotta go back down. I'm sorry, Vampire Lord. You gotta go back down because you're just not good enough. That 2000 attack ain't enough, and people just don't play you enough. But you were iconic when you came out. You're going back up. You were so iconic in Chase Tavern when you came out. So you gotta go back up to the decent power. Vampire Lord is decent. Okay, the next card we're gonna bring up. This card is called Judgment of Anubis. Judgment of Anubis, you don't know, it says when your opponent activates a spell card that would destroy spell and trap, a spell card only that would destroy spell or trap cards on the field, discard one card to negate the activation, and if you do destroy it, you can then destroy one monster on your opponent controls, and if you do, inflict damage. So it's got like a ring destruction kind of thing, and it's got like a like a magic jammer kind of thing for spells only that destroy spell and trap cards on the field. It's way too narrow. If it can go off, and if it can stop like spells, traps, and monsters that target spell and trap cards on the field, this card will be busted, it will be broken, it will be so good. But for that, I gotta put it way up here in the mid. It's so mid. It's basically terrible because it really only stops Heavy Storm and MST if you think about it. No one's really playing Bait Doll like that, no one extermination, anything like that. So it's really only stopping 2 cards, and they gotta have a monster on the field and you gotta discard from your hand. It's just too much. Actually, it's actually kind of terrible. I'm putting to think, this is actually kind of terrible. Now that I think about it, this card is basically trash, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta put that, actually, we can go back over. This card can go into the super mid pile, and it is just so gonna be that way. All right, the next card is gonna be the guy. This card, we're in Invasion of Chaos now. We are in the Invasion of Chaos, and I gotta talk about the Chaos Emperor Dragon. Okay, this card is another card that absolutely destroyed the game. Like, this card literally created the ban list. Like, this, before this guy, everything was kind of chill. They were just making cards and everyone was having fun. This dude comes out and they were like, hold up, we've gone too far. We have to backtrack. We have to undo what we've done. And they did it because Chaos Emperor Dragon was just that guy. He's too insane, too powerful. Obviously, it would just be off the charts extremely good if it was still in Go format. But for good reason, it had to get banned. And I got to put my guy down here in the ban pile. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. But this card, like, I can't, words can't describe it. If you weren't there, if you didn't live through this, if you don't understand how important and how critical it was to pull a Chaos Emperor Dragon or acquire a Chaos Emperor Dragon or have a Chaos Emperor Dragon or if you never legally summoned a Chaos Emperor Dragon, you haven't lived. And it's just something that is just gonna, it just sticks with you forever. On the inverse of that, on the flip side of that, the dude who shared the secret rare spot with Chaos Emperor Dragon, you'd think it would be Dark Magician of Chaos. I mean, the set is called Invasion of Chaos. You think it would be Dark Magician of Chaos, you think it would be Black Luster Soldier, you think it would be Chaos Sorcerer even, you think it would be somebody, but no, it was this guy. It was the Invader of Darkness, okay? It was the Invader of Darkness, and this dude, when I tell you, is ass. I'm gonna put him, literally, this card is 10 times better than Tryhorn Dragon, but he's just not, okay? He's just not. This card is literally better than Tryhorn Dragon because he's got higher attack points and he actually does something, but just because this guy was next to Chaos Emperor Dragon, I gotta put him low. This dude just pisses me off. He's terrible. I've pulled this dude no less than 15 times. Maybe more. You know how many times I pulled Chaos Emperor Dragon? 0. Okay, this guy, I'm always getting this guy, never getting Chaos Emperor Dragon, and that just, you know what? This guy is going back. This guy's going worse than Diffusion Wave Motion. That's where he's going. Trash. I hate the Invader of Darkness. He does have an effect. He can't stop Book of Moon. He can't stop Scapegoats. I guess that's it. What, Mystical Space Typhoon? Can you stop that? Mystical Space Typhoon, and among other things, you know, Offerings to the Doomed, I guess you're doing that, whatever. But this guy's just ass and he pisses me off and he just sucks. And I got to put him in the trash pile. All right. The next one, we're going on to Ancient Sanctuary. And again, this is where they stopped with secret rares, which was so interesting. I don't know why they did that. But we're on to the Ancient Sanctuary, and we will be talking about the not Judgment of Anubis. We have the End of Anubis. We have 2 Anubis cards, and I'm gonna put this Anubis right next to this Anubis. Okay, this dude is pretty good actually, and I think it's really funny when he gets used. Every now and then I'll stumble upon this card or someone's using this card, and he'll just shut your whole life down by himself. Sometimes he gets those recruiters, man. He can get the Magician of Faith. He can get all kinds of stuff. But I'm telling you, this dude has 0 defense. Okay, 2500 attack goes a long way, but that 0 defense, it comes up so much, man. Tsukiyomi is so prevalent, and that 0 defense is just too much to overcome. I gotta put him down here in the super mid. That's why no one's using him, because he's got that 0 in the defensive column. And then the last card we're going to talk about is the guy, the Mazera DeVille. Okay, Mazera DeVille. This card is actually kind of cool. There's a Mazera DeVille deck you can make. Warrior Zera, Pandemonium, Mazera DeVille turn 1, like rip 3 cards out of their hand. You duo them as well, man. They got no cards to start. I think that's pretty cool. But this card is super mid. Actually, it's quite terrible. I'm gonna put him down here in the quite terrible, but almost playable, because there is a deck that you can use, but it's kind of inconsistent. And then when it goes off, it's kind of, you still got Mazera DeVille in your strat, and it's just not going to be good for you. But I just want to do this real quick. I want to bring this series back. I want to bring the GOAT format rated series back. Tell me guys what you think about this series. Tell me what you think about this tier list. What did I get wrong? What did I get right? How would you have done this tier list if you want? Let me know. Get down to the comment section and let me know right away. But that's all I have. As always, I'm JDZ. I play GOATs. Till next time, shout out to the real ones. Salute to the OGs. Peace.